How you doing, guys? Back here for another fight card prediction. I'm going to be breaking down UFC Fight Night 40 from Cincinnati, Ohio, where Matt Brown faces the Brazilian wonder kid Erick Silva in a welterweight class here, on a card which, to be honest with you, doesn't look great. There's some fighters in there I'm looking forward to see. I'm a little bit disappointed that Patalino's not fighting in there after this performance at UFC 168. Some fighters in there I'm looking forward to seeing. But the card overall isn't great, but it's not the worst I've ever seen in my life. Coming off UFC 172 from Baltimore, where Johnny Jones reigns supreme once again with an exceptional performance over Glover Teixeira. Some unbelievable knockouts, a great card from top to bottom. And it was great to see Bones kind of back to his dominating best again. But see, we're going to go on with this card. I'm going to quickly fly through it. Where do we start? We're going to start in the welterweight division. We've got Anthony Lapsley against Albert Tumanov. Lapsley, I think he's 23-5, and he's got 16 submissions to his record. He's mostly a submission guy. He's got, as I say, he's got his 16 submissions. Tumanov, these guys coming out of Russia are very, very tough. This is their second fight in the UFC. Lapsley lost the decision to Jason High, and Tumanov lost to Eldemir Alcantara last time out as well. Tumanov is 12-2. He's obviously got that sambo background. He loves to come out and throw some punches as well. Tough fight to kind of start off the night, but I think I'm going to go with Albert Tumanov by a decision. Next up, we've got Justin Salas against Ben Wall. Ben Wall ran into Alex Garcia last time out and got his clock cleaned. Got knocked out. Doesn't surprise me. Alex Garcia's a very, very, very good fighter. And Ben Wall's dropped down to the division he should really be at lightweight. Justin Salas, I think he wins one and usually loses one in the UFC. Is what we've seen him. He's been around a few years now, but he wins one and loses one. Decent fighter. He lost to Thiago Tavares last time out. Before that, he beat Aaron Riley, who he was a journeyman of there. He beat Tim Means. He lost to Tim Means, sorry, and he beat Anton Koivunen before as well. Both guys kind of go to a lot of decisions. Ben Wall's been to 6 out of his eight fights have went to decision, which he's won. And Salas, if it usually goes to decision, he usually wins as well. So I'm going to go Justin Salas by decision. The top fight on the Fight Pass fights, which I'm a little bit surprised at. Dana White did say last week that he was going to kind of like have a main event for Fight Pass. And for a Fight Pass main event, this is actually a really good fight. So it's Manny Gamburian against Nick Lentz. Nick Lentz fought Chad Mendes last time out. It didn't look too bad, to be fair. I thought he would get knocked out. Chad Mendes was a little bit ill and under the weather, and lost the decision, but looked a lot better. It looked okay in there against elite opposition, even though, as I said, he was a little bit ill. Manny Gamburian, I think he got beat by Dennis Silva last time. Got turned to a no contest because Silva tested positive for some funky stuff. Not great. Beat Cole Miller, which was a little bit kind of controversial. Before that, Omagawa, and before that he lost Diego Nunes. He would like to get it to the ground. He'd like to kind of stay there, stifle him a little bit, and lay on Nick Lentz. But Nick Lentz is a very, very good wrestler himself. Throws a lot more punches now. He's a lot more active on his feet. When it goes to the ground, he's very, very good, and he dominates a lot of the positions in there as well. I'm going to go Nick Lentz by decision. Decisions to start off here. So Nick Lentz by unanimous decision. Next up, I'm not even going to talk about this for too long because this is just a gimme fight for Eddie Wineland. He faces Johnny Eduardo. This is Johnny Eduardo's first fight in 2 years in the UFC. I think he's had a lot of injury problems. Eddie Wineland's looked very, very good. Showed a little bit of his ground game last time out. Even in the Henenbrow fight, he didn't really lose much in that. Barrow's just a beast. So I'm going to go Eddie Wineland. I think he might go, he will knock out Johnny Eduardo. So Wineland by, I'm going to go first round TKO. Next up, we've got Jan Cabral against Zach Cummins. Cummins was scheduled to fight in Singapore earlier this year. And I think it was like the day before he pulled out of his fight. And personally, I thought he would have got kind of cut from the UFC for something like that. Other people have been in trouble for that down in the past for doing that. He's against Jan Cabral here, who's 11-0, was an Ultimate Fighter, lost on there, but he is undefeated outside of there. It's classed as an exhibition. Tough fight. I think it might be another. Cabral can definitely submit Zach Cummins. Where I don't know where Zach Cummins, he might maybe catch Cabral with a looping punch. Jan Cabral for me, I think is going to get this, and I think he's going to win by decision. But this could be a toss-up fight as well. So I'm going to go Cabral by decision. Next up, flyweight division. Looking forward to seeing this fighter, Kyoji Horiguchi against Del Montague. Montague, sorry. Horiguchi, 12-1, ex-Shooto champ. He is very, very exciting to watch. I think he fought Chris Carriasso last time out, and he looked very, very, very good. If I was in Cincinnati or in the Ohio area, I would definitely go and watch this guy. Very, very good fighter. Montague fought in Tash Palace, fought some good fighters in there. Ian McCall lost last time out against John Dodson. A very tough fight to come into the UFC when you're facing John Dodson. Toss-up fight again, I reckon. I'm a fan of Horiguchi, so I'm going to go by him, and I think he's going to win by TKO in the second. Middleweights, we've got Ed Herman against Rafael Natal. Ed Herman, he's been around a long time. He went over to Strikeforce for a fight, but he's been in the UFC, he's been out of the UFC. Very, very good in the ground, very solid. Been knocked out a few times, been submitted a few times, but he is very, very good. When he is good, he is really, really good. Natal, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy, gets you down there. He's very, very top heavy when it goes to the ground. But he's coming off a loss. He got knocked out by Tim Kennedy, which was a big fight for himself. And he came up, and Tim Kennedy, it was for the Fight for the Troops show, and it was just always going to be tough fighting on a show like that. So this is another toss-up fight for me. I may just go Rafael Natal, but not by a lot. In fact, I'm going to go by decision, split decision. Onto the main card, we've got Chris Carriasso against Lewis Smolka. Lewis Smolka really surprised me last time out against Alpitkin Oskalik. I heard a little bit about him, never really seen much. I've seen one fight, in fact, but he looked phenomenal in that fight, and fully deserved to win. He had the better gas tank, he took him down, was always pursuing the finish. Chris Carriasso's been around a long time. Fought in WEC, coming off 2 fights, win over Eliar Dos Santos and Danny Martinez. Before that, he had losses to Juicy De Silva, John Moraga. This is like the veteran against the young kid coming in here. I like the Hawaii boys. Congrats to Max Holloway last week. He beat one of my favourite fighters in Andre Fili. But I'm going to go with Smolka here. He looked great in his UFC debut last time, so I'm going to go Lewis Smolka here by decision. Next up, we've got the heavyweights. We've got Soa Palele against Ruan Potts. Potts, a lot of people wouldn't have seen this guy. He fought in the EFC over in Africa. We're quite lucky over here in Britain. We've got a channel over here called Extreme Channel, and they show the EFC, some of the EFC fights, not live, but I always watch them when they're on. Very heavy-handed, as you'd expect for being a heavyweight. He could probably cut down to light heavyweight, which is probably where he needs to be. Soa Palele knocked out Pat Barry last time. This guy gets you the ground, you're in big trouble. And he will throw heavy shots on the ground, and he'll knock you out like he did with Pat Barry. this is a good fight for Soa Palele, and Palele I think will win by first round knockout. I think he'll get him down to the ground and he'll knock Potts out. Next up we've got Neil Magny against Tim Means. Tim Means has come back into the UFC, won a couple of fights, lost a couple of fights, getting his opportunity once again. Neil Magny, I think he won last time out. I think he had quite an impressive win if I remember right. Let me see. Yeah. Ghassan Umalatov at UFC 169. I thought he was very, very impressive in that fight. Umalatov, he kind of gassed a little bit, but Magny's overall kind of better skills on the kind of the cardio, was won him the fight, and he kind of kept he's got a very long reach, and he kept him at bay by using kicks. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Let me see. Tim Means. No, I'm going to go Neil Magny by submission in the second round. Next up, a fight that's a very, very, very good fight. It's Erick Koch against Darren Cruikshank. Koch now is in the lightweight division. He knocked out, I think, Rafael Oliveira last time out. Looked very good. He hasn't. That was kind of an easy start to come up to that division. A little bit harder here with Darren Cruikshank, who's a little bit unorthodox with his striking. Knocked out Mike Rio last time out. He's had some great fights now. You've just got to be careful with Darren Cruikshank because he throws some crazy shit, and if he catches with it, you probably go to sleep. But Erick Koch has fought a lot of good guys. I expect him to kind of go into the second round and take Darren Cruikshank out by submission, even by TKO. So Erick Koch, I'm going to go with TKO in the second. Co-main event, Costas Philippou against Lawrence Larkin. Larkin's coming off a loss, as is Costas Philippou. Philippou got taken out by Luke Rockhold, who looked phenomenal at the weekend there, I may add. Lawrence Larkin, he lost to Brad Tavares via decision. This could be an exciting fight. I think these guys might... I think Philippou will kind of try to get the takedown a little bit more than what Larkin will. Larkin likes to throw some funky shit. And try different things. I think once Philippou kind of feels that, he's going to want to try and take the fight to the ground. If he gets him to the ground, I think he will win the fight from there. If it stays on the feet, I think it just edges Larkin, even though Costas Philippou is very good boxing, and he hits fairly hard as well. But I'm just kind of leaning towards Lawrence Larkin by decision. I think he'll probably have the better gas tank if it goes on late into the third as well. So Lawrence Larkin, but via unanimous decision. And the main event, which is very, very interesting, Matt Brown against Erick Silva. I love watching Erick Silva fight. You just don't know what you're going to get, really, do you? He comes out, he shows some phenomenal performances, very fast striker, he hits very hard, and then you'll see him where he got knocked out by Dong Young Kim. He just got absolutely smashed, and he was out. A great KO by Dong Young Kim. He's came off a couple of those. But say if the right Erick Silva shows up here, I fully expect him to beat Matt Brown. But you can't rule out Matt Brown at all, because the guy is as great as he comes. As soon as that bell goes, he comes straight at you like he did with Mike Pyle, and he just wants to knock you out. I think he's on a really big win streak at the minute. He was supposed to face Carlos Condit, of course, before he got injured. Tough fight, very tough fight. The longer the fight goes, Silva's got the advantage. But we don't know what Erick Silva's going to show up. That's my main worry. But I'm going to go Erick Silva. I think he may stop Matt Brown. I'm going to go second round knockout. How about that? There we are. So see, that's my predictions for UFC Fight Night 40 from Cincinnati, which kind of happens on my birthday, which is pretty nice to have a fight card on your birthday. I'll probably be drinking quite a bit and watching the fights. I'll be back in a few weeks for UFC 173, where Henan Barrow defends his title against TJ Dillashaw. Looking forward to that card. Some nice fights on there. Share this video if you can. I'll be back in a few weeks. As soon as this card finishes, I'll have another video out for UFC 173. So take care, and I will see you all later.